So here's a cool bit of tech on this bike. I've got a Zeeltronic ignition system. So it takes the place of the SAPC and the CDI, which are gone from here. The unit is in the back, and I replaced the plugs with sort of standard Sumitomo sealed plugs. Got rid of the old ones. Anyway, the interesting technology is this programmer, or the tester. And so what this does is you plug this in to where the signals from the pickups on the stator would be. So there's a front, rear, and a common. And what this does is it spoofs those signals, so it tells the bike that it's actually running. And so if I turn it on, or the ignition's on, and I turn this guy on, so it's running now at 1500 RPM, and you can see the tach has started responding. So if I just up the revs, you'll see that the rev counter goes up or goes down as according to what I'm doing. You know, the interesting thing isn't that, it's that it's actually sending the signal through to the coils, and I've actually got the spark plug out and grounded against the cylinder head, and you can see the spark there. So it's an old spark plug, but it's working just fine. All right, so there's that. And the other thing is that you can see when the power valves start to come on, or when the solenoids start to... It does get a bit noisy with the spark here. It's going a bit crazy now, up towards 5, 6. Kind of cool. It's a buzz, like a bee in there now, but the power valves are now starting to open. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. I've got them to set open around about now, and you see they're going up through the range. And they'll be fully open now at 11,000 something. No, so if I go back down again, 11,000. The spark's getting pretty cool there. All right. Anyway, that's what this tester is for. It's for just testing. And the other thing you can test is obviously when the solenoids. I'll turn this off. It's getting noisy. All right. The other thing you do is test when the solenoid, the air bleed solenoids, or the pilot for the duty cycle, and the air bleed for the pilots. They come on at certain revs. You can control that also with the Zeeltronic, which is in the boot. So yeah, handy thing if you're going to do your own ignition curves or power valve curves. Pretty much an essential tool, I believe. Here's another look at the Zeeltronic. There's the Zeeltronic in the back here. That's where it lives. Anyway, so here's the programmer tester that I was using yesterday, where I can just spoof the RPM signal coming in from the pickups. But here's the actual programmer, and it's actually giving a readout at the moment of the current TPS. So if I change the throttle position, you can see it goes 0 to 100% there. And then the PV, that's the current power valve opening, and this is the current ignition advance. So as I increase the RPM here, it's interesting, you can see that this is TPS, the curves are TPS sensitive, so you see the ignition curve advance will change as the TPS changes. Anyway, so there's 3 maps for that. Anyway, so as the, you can start to see the power valves open around about now. Okay, I don't know why it's that. At 8140 RPM, and they'll continue to open and hear them as well until they're 50% open around here. I've actually got a shift light that comes on at 10,000 RPM. The dashboard tach is a little bit out. That is 10,000 now, so it's it's reading high. It's reading about quite a bit high. Anyway, so that's the shift light, which is controlled by the Zeeltronic as well. And as we go up to 11,000, the power valve is fully open by this period for this particular curve. Now I can change ignition maps or power valve maps. At the moment this is set up, the switch here is set up to switch between two ignition maps. So you'll see immediately it will change into the second map. That's the sort of more of a kit, more aggressive map, that one. This is the RS250 map, I think. Anyway, lots of stuff to play with, and I don't know how long I should use this for, but turn that off, switch it off, switch it off. Very good.